Have you got $500,000 to spare for a painting to go over your mantelpiece? You could have got this Degas, or this Renoir, or this Picasso. You can now buy a genuine, wait for it, a genuine Hunter Biden.
Well, you heard it right, up to $500,000 for a single piece of artwork by the president's son in his first solo art exhibition opening this fall. But ethics watchdogs say the sale could pose some serious problems. Richard Painter, chief ethics lawyer for President George W. Bush, joins us live. So, Richard, what are some of those serious ethics problems that we're talking about?
Well, first of all, I don't know why he needs to sell the art right now. I thought he made enough money on that Ukrainian gas company that he could perhaps paint the art and then sell it after his father leaves office. Second, the prices are extraordinarily high for someone who does not have an established reputation as an artist. And I know there's all sorts of crazy stuff that's being sold as modern art these days at very high prices, but these prices are quite outrageous. Third is the agreement that was reached with the art dealer, who, by the way, also apparently sells art for Sylvester Stallone and others. This deal the White House reached with the art dealer, where they were going to keep the buyers secret, and we're not going to know who the buyers are. And this doesn't work because people are going to imagine, and it may very well be true, that this art could end up in some palace of a sheik in Saudi Arabia or wherever. Nobody's going to know. And as Justice Brandeis once said, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And the one thing you don't want to do in the ethics arena is keep something secret. Have all the cards on the table, and if he's going to sell the art, which I don't think he should be doing, people should know who the buyers are so we can make sure that senior administration officials aren't doing any favors for those buyers. So this entire situation, it really doesn't look good, and I was hoping that the White House would persuade him just to simply stand down and not sell his artwork at this point. Certainly not at those prices.
Yeah. Well, you know, like you said, the White House has apparently come up with a plan where no one, not even Hunter Biden, will know who is buying his artwork, and they say that that will alleviate any ethics issues. But the concern is that people will find out who is buying his paintings, and then they could sort of use that to curry some sort of favors or influence among the Biden administration. How likely do you think that could happen?
Well, somebody's going to be paying this kind of money for artwork. They're very likely to hang it on the wall in the living room. They're not going to put it in the closet. And then people have parties and invite other people over. And as I say, it could be purchased by some foreign dignitary and be on their walls. And then they invite over the American ambassador. Oh, you've got an original Hunter Biden. Oh, this is really great. I can't imagine that word isn't going to get out who purchased the artwork. That doesn't seem to make sense. So it will get out. It's just the American people won't know, but some people will know. And that's exactly where we don't want to be in this situation.
Yeah. If you have $500,000 for a Hunter Biden painting, you're probably throwing some parties. Also, his book that he wrote and did some heavy media promotion for didn't even really do very well. So I don't really think that people are clamoring for a piece of Hunter Biden. But he is doing art now, which is a more productive use of his time. So we give him credit for that. Richard, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
All right.